I had this song I was going to sing, but then I changed my mind as I was sitting here thinking. And there's a couple things wrong with this song I thought of. Number one, I don't know what key it's in, but I'm going to find out in a minute. The other is the words.
That's too bright.
Yeah, there's another one. I wrote the words out here in shorthand. Left out some of the words, and I also wrote them very small. I can't see. Well, I may do this a couple of times. Or I may not. Mary Beth suggested that if I screwed up bad, I just start over with another song. Which I may do. If I can get the right key hold.
Make it up.
Here's a fortuitous thing. One of those. If I make it through the song, it's in the same key as the one I'm going to hit if I screw it up. So I just immediately switch songs.
You won't know.
Yeah, you'll hardly notice. One is about the one if I screw up, the one I'm going to sing is about driving trucks. And if I don't, then it's a song about motherhood. Somewhat like the Chinese language. My brother was in China for a couple of years with his wife, and he was trying to learn Chinese. And he learned a lot of it from a taxi driver. You weren't allowed to drive over there if you're not Chinese. And this Chinese taxi driver also spoke English, but he stuttered in Chinese and in English. It was difficult. Evidently, there are some words in Chinese that, depending on how you pronounce them, they mean rope, horse, mother-in-law, or shit. And since the guy stuttered, it was always tricky to figure out what he was asking. What did I say? It was about, what was it about? It had to do with trying to get the words to this song right. This song is one of my favorite tunes, actually. It's a bit sad, but it's written by Dolly Parton. It's one of my all-time favorite songwriters. Very talented gal. Very down to earth, tells a story what it was like, what happened, what it's like now, your basic story. And this is a pretty sad one. It's about motherhood gone wrong, actually, if I can remember. But it's really good. It has to do, I thought of it because of this working thing and jobs. And for some reason, I've been thinking about that aspect of raising kids, cooking dinner and washing clothes. Doesn't get a lot of press.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Let's try it. This is called Daddy.
Since he did shorthand, we can't. Oh.
Mama never seemed to need the finer things in life. If she did, she never did say so to Daddy. She never wanted to be more than lover and wife. If she did, she never did say so to Daddy. The only thing that seemed to be important in her life is to make our house a home, make us happy. Mama never wanted any more than what she had. If she did, she never did say so to Daddy. He often left her all alone. She didn't mind staying home. If she did, she never did say so to Daddy. She never missed the flowers, the cards he never sent her. If she did, she never did say so to Daddy. The only thing that seemed to be important in her life was to make our house a home, make us happy. She didn't seem to notice that he didn't kiss and hold her. Yes, she did. She never did say so to Daddy. One morning we woke just to find a note that Mama carefully wrote and left for Daddy. And as we began to read it, our ears could not believe it. The words she had written there to Daddy. She said, the kids are older now, and they don't need me very much. I've gone to search for love I need so badly. I have wanted you so long, I just can't keep holding on. She never meant to come back home. If she did, she never did say so to Daddy. Goodbye, Daddy.
James Keegan.
There was a time, briefly, when Stuart and I lived together. It was platonic. Ever since then, one of my great fears in life would be that I would have to follow the Prince of Tatter, the King of String, and here I am, facing my fears. I'm going to read a couple of poems. One's old, one's new. And the older one I'm going to start with has to do with my dad, who was one hell of a hard worker. He was an Irish immigrant and a bar owner in Queens, New York, but before that he was a blacksmith and a farrier in Ireland, as my grandfather was. My dad was born in 1916, so at that time in Ireland, when he was a youngster, there was still need for blacksmiths and there was still need for farriers, so they had good work at that time. He taught me some things along the way. So this poem is called Mule. You looked up, bent near the haunch, when I named that animal I'd never seen. And how did you know it's a mule? And like the eager boy at school I answered, it's too big for a donkey, big like a horse. But the ears are wrong and the face slopes down, kind of stupid. What you knew of mules, you knew by driving nails into their hooves, the way your father showed you to. What I knew, since precious few came clopping through Queens, I knew from books or TV, or did you sometime whisper it to me? If you had, we had both forgotten. That day, you looked like I should not have known, like we learned the names of beasts by taking hold alone. You cupped your hand above the hoof and bent the foreleg back to show the soft frog hid within the hoof's hard ring. You placed my index finger on the spongy edge. A sharp stone could lodge there, you said, and in fact, if so, you'd have to crack the hoof and drain the foul stuff off to save the beast from going lame. It was a fact, a hands-on thing you knew, and to this day it is more true to me than 1,000 other facts I've learned by rote and stored away. A hidden place, a hurt, hard work to heal. Nothing I can do feels as real as that. A stone, a hoof, a nail. I tap at words to drive the point of them toward hurt, toward some release. My hid frog ringed by the bone facts of what I've done and haven't done. Some days the mule in me's too lame to step, too brute to name his pain. I hear you then. Hold the beast close, boy. Tap steady, tap even, tap home. This one is new, and it came out of a Wednesday night free write, and it surprised the hell out of me. because it's not like the way I write. So it was really kind of a cool thing. If you go, a lot of people here go to the free rides. If you never have, I recommend it because it offers you some other modes of going about this that you may not think of normally. And one of the exercises is passing out these random words, and then a topic comes up, a free writing topic, and Tom at the free ride read this poem called "The Past," and it was about the past. It was, one poet's take on the past. And then we were challenged to write on the same topic, and there were just a list of words, and I used a whole bunch of them. There were about 20 in front of me. I used 14 of them that were there. Random words. And I said, I'm going to just use them. And this is what I came up with. It's weird. The past. Hearing in the anvil, stirrup, and drum of his inner being, the thump of his blood, on a Thursday that he suddenly realized he could taste in his throat like if he'd swallowed iron. This friend of us all made a snap decision. Standing in the new paved road of the next best thing, amid the similarly suited and shod, the familiar odd bodies, busy biddies, the sympathetically fixated and fucked, to strike out for the valley of yesterday. Work booting backwards through the rites and robes of this hip community, this bewildering cave bear clan, kicking in the back alley door of his last cheap endeavor, sweeping aside the instant oatmeal detritus of so much insider information, and oh well, tomorrow is another day. Back to when he was fresh material, when the reviews hailed his supporting performance as sign of exceptional promise to keep. And when, miles and lies later, he arrived to pick up the tap hammer and cold chisel of who he had not yet failed to become, he'd cut through for himself to a lion's head of stone, of mortifying red and polished stone, that pivoted to all the compass points of the only little kingdom we ever get. Speaking truth, speaking truth, speaking truth, speaking truth. You shan't even need to listen, my flawed friends, to hear its roar. Fearsome as galaxies, frightful and alive as a firstborn child.